On my computer here I have a folder that says Jonesy's Properties, 90 files there. That's 90 clips I've made over the last 10 days. So I'll put them together in some kind of order from the beginning when I started making the doors. We'll see what I come up with. Jonesy. That was the cat on Alien. Right, I've made the doors as I did before. I didn't film it because they're made exactly the same as I did before. Them are MDF panels in the beech frames with the groove in. 10mm dominoes, and I glued them up with PU glue. Right, just a little thought. I'm spraying the face of these doors. I've already sprayed the backs. It's quite a nice finish on it. But you can see when I've sprayed, I've sprayed the other side. But when I spray, the spray's hitting these timbers and then bouncing up underneath. You can see here and here. And obviously I don't want that to go onto the other side. It's a minor issue that I've just lived with for a long time, but so I need to come up with another solution. I need like tripods with a couple of timbers across, so that any overspray goes past and beyond the doors instead of bouncing off these trestles. So I need to come up with something about that. What happens when you get the overspray on the fresh doors, you know, on this other side that's already painted, it ends up sort of dry and powdery, and instead of feeling nice and smooth, it feels dry and dusty. Can't explain it, but yeah, let's see if I can come up with a better solution for that. I do have an old miter saw stand that I never really use, so I might butcher that and make some like stands, tripod type stands, and I'll be able to slide those in and out to do whatever size door I want. We'll see. Right, being the lazy ass that I am, I've literally just screwed some bits of wood together. It's firmer than you think. It's made to suit the smallest of my doors, but obviously these big ones, it'd be nice to have just arms like that I could slide in and out, and maybe make the whole thing collapse, because I ain't got a lot of space in here. But for now that'll do. The only posh thing I've done is run the sander over the top, just to make sure there's no bits that are gonna snag me paintwork. All the screws are below. So that'll do now. So when I spray these doors, paint should travel past instead of bouncing back up onto the underside of these already painted sides. It'll do for now until I find time to make a better one. And up here I've got a spinny thing that normally goes across my trestles. That's good, especially from when you're doing drawers. It's a bit awkward for these doors because imagine spinning them big things around, just wouldn't work. And on the last lot I had strips to do. Well, they're still up there, the plinths. I couldn't really do that. But when all the doors are similar size, or drawers, spin them around, spray one side. When you're spraying inside, it's nice to be able to spin it around. So I'll see if I can incorporate some kind of spinny thing on the posh one. Maybe, one day. Right, getting there. Plumber's been in to cut a bit more away, but the hob's now in. Fuse has gone on the extractor, but that's up on the wall. And at the moment I'm putting a grey edging tape around so that the white, I think you can see there, this panel needs still fitting, but see the white showing through. We're trying to mask that. I've got some extra wide stuff for these double cabinets. I could have done all this first, but it wouldn't have been any easier. This is the extra wide stuff. This is 50mm. And on these corners, where these units are set back, I'm just running a black marker in, because any white shows up quite a lot. And on the edges here, because it's already been taped, it's already got a white tape on it that's been cut back at a slight chamfer, I'm having to just sand it off a little bit. I'm just cutting it off. When I put it on, I'm just going to cut it off with a blade. I've got a thing at home, you know, that you slide up the side and it cuts it off, but it's no better, and I couldn't get into these anyway. I'm having to sand it off a little bit. Don't know if you can see, it leaves a bit of a gluey, raggy edge. But once I've sanded it, it cleans it up quite well. I'm using my only iron, it lives in my shed. It's got a ceramic base on it. If you use one of the aluminium based irons, it can leave like a grey mark, especially on white edging tape. You have to put some paper on and then iron it. But the ceramic base doesn't do that, it doesn't leave any marks. Right, I've cut this end square. This one's going to go like that. What you want to do is just get one end stuck. You want the iron on maximum, you want it hot. And then you want to iron towards that end that you've glued. If you iron down, you'll find it dragging it away from here. So you want to try not to get any creases, but you want to iron up. This stuff stretches a bit when it gets hot. Then just lean it over a little bit, make sure you get the edges stuck on. You can feel when it's not stuck properly. And then before it cools down too much, put the video back. Get rid of some of that excess, holding the blade flat against the board at a slight angle like that. Because it's got that edging strip that's already on, the white edging strip, you can see the glue line, and I found that if I put it at a slight angle, so I've got it off a little bit there. I get a much cleaner cut, but it's quite difficult to do that. Be careful I don't dig in when I do that. So I'm just using my fingernails against the board to gauge how much I need to cut. Right, so all the fronts are blacked out now with that edging tape. And like I say, I got wide stuff for these cabinets that are joined together. I think even if I'd put 2 strips down, you'd still see a joint. You still see maybe a glue line down the middle. But they'll look alright. I'm just going to start putting the doors on. I'm going to put this one on, but I didn't have the proper bolts. It says here, 2 little grub screws. So I bought some. These are 12mm, but they're more like 16mm overall with the head. 2 of them go in there. And then, like I've already done this one, that slides into there. And then a bolt in the middle. And if I release that bolt, tighten that screw or loosen it, it'll move this arm backwards and forwards. And then between the 2, and then if I tighten that one, between the 2 it should hold it somewhere there, so I can get that gap up to my end panel, which is still loose. Right, extractor's working now. One of the bulbs don't work, and it didn't work at all, but I changed the fuse inside. Sparky wired it up, but you couldn't test it because the fuse had blown. I'm just swapping the hinges around on this door, on this fridge door, so that it opens the other way. These torque settings on these drills, I never use them. I don't think any tradesman does. Just have it on maximum on the drill, and then when it gets to the tight point, just learn to let the drill kick. You've got to be careful, of course, that you don't smash some glass or something, but just let it kick. You know it's tight. Use these fingers for your trigger. Point your finger down, same as when you cut in with a saw. Point the finger down. That'll help you go in straight. They went in okay. Only difference with these doors, I didn't fit them first, so I had to put a blanket out on my table there. But they fit okay. Gaps are fine. Bit more than 5mm, but you can see where the oven is, so you can still slide it out without touching this door. Comfortable gap there. The fridge works okay. Need some handles for them. Now I can think about putting the end panels on and the kickboards. They're the kickboards. Go all the way around. I'm going to let that one run through, then that one butt up to it. There's a lag there, but there ain't one there. But it's perspective. If I put it that way, you won't see that joint unless you stood at that side. If I put it the other way, if I let that run through, you might see that joint as you're looking from this way. Drawers still need them. These bars putting on. That'll pull them into shape. Gaps are okay. Bit bigger down the side of the dishwasher and the washing machine than I'd like. But washing machine was on this morning. It was shaking all over the place. I've checked the feet are down, it's sat level. It's just a combination of the floor and a really heavy washing machine. That's one on. That wall's very straight, so I could just rip this one down. There's a little gap underneath. This floor slopes away, it's going to get some more self-leveling on it. But there's a gap there for the flooring. But this one is tight at the top there. And about 15mm out of the bottom there. So I'm going to have to scribe this one. I've got this parallel, there's a couple of screws inside. There's a screw up there at the top. There's one at the bottom inside. That's parallel. So I'll set my scribers to that. To that distance there. And scribe that. Just need to tighten these up and do it properly. Alright, just tighten them. So now, same again, keeping it parallel, not twisted. I'll ignore that. I'll allow for that, I'll just cut straight through, that needs patching up. Right, I know that kicks in, that pencil line. Does that, which means I can set my saw to cut part of it, then adjust it round and cut the rest. I might have to do 2 or 3 cuts. So if I sit it there, there's my line. So if I sit that on there, then it kicks out, you see, runs out in the middle here. So if I bring my track over to there, cut that piece off, let it fly past, then I can do this other one in the second cut. So that's one cut, just stop short there. So if we look, see there's my pencil line just still showing, and then it kicks in from here. So if I bring my track back to there, push that over, so I can make a second cut just to run that off. Just get that out of the way. Right, so I can just see my pencil line there. I know I cut it off there, I saw it go. There's my pencil line. And I can just see my pencil line there. So see how this fits. That fits very well actually. That'll do me, I'll just lift it up a little bit. I've got packers underneath to allow for the floor again. But that'll do me. Right, I've just cut this kickboard. I'm I'm going to put a pencil mark there, pencil mark there. I want two on there because there's a big gap. One there and one there. It's got the painted side down, so that is going to go like that, like that. With these clips, we'll get that out. I'll be able to show you. And that slides in there. Just doing this so I can show you. And then on your leg, that goes on there. And this is your kickboard, just using a bit of scrap. You see it hits the top there, hits the bottom there. So you want the clip somewhere central. Sometimes it's good to put it at the bottom so that when your kickboard gets kicked it doesn't kick in at the bottom there. But these, the feet and the top are the same distance as the clip is off the wood. So I'll put that like that, oops, like that, and I'll slide that clip on so that it's like that, on each one of those pencil marks. Alright, changing my mind about putting two on that end, because when there's a piece of skirting in, this is going to have to go in behind the skirting like that, and that clip will have to go in like that, you see. There you go. I'll cut that one. I'll put a little block on that bit to stop that getting kicked in. I could join that together, but from my experience trying to bend these to get it in, you never get a good joint. There might be a way of doing it. Magnetic catches I've seen done, but they don't hold that strongly either. So I'll just let it fly and put a block behind it so that it's got something to kick against. And inside here, gonna have to do something with this edge, because that's washing machine, that's gonna get damp. Right, just put that one in. I've got 60mm there, about 60mm there, that's about 58, so just push it in a little bit. Then I've got a couple of blocks that I'll put on this one behind there, just to give that something to stop against. I'll just put a pencil mark on there. I can wipe that off later, but you can't see it anyway. I use an offcut to work out how far I've got to go back, and then put those little blocks on. Right, nearly there. Right, now I have to work out. Dishwasher quite often need, if I can get it open, need some handles. See that hit's down there now. So I need to work out how much needs to come off there. This plinth's got to come up by the thickness of the floor, 10mm or so, so I've got to allow for that as well. I need that much taking off for dishwasher door, so I need to allow for the floor. So I'm going to give it another 10, 12mm, something like that. And I could just whip that off with jigsaw, but I've got my router out for the hinges, so I'm just going to put a flush trim bit in, cut that clean out. I'll be able to make a clean cut with that. Right, I've taken my router bits out and put them in the shed, so I don't have my flush cutting bit, but I do have a straight bit on the collet. So I'll put my jig back on, put it about 8 or 9mm back, clamped it down, I'll just cut it out with that. Alright, forgot to press record. I just did this in 3 passes, slowly cutting down through it, like I did on the worktop. And I've just knocked this back, just about 3mm. I'm going to give it just one clean fat pass, one final pass. Right, so get this open. Plenty of clearance there now. It's got to come up 10mm, but there's easily 10mm gap there. You can't see it when it's shut. Oh, got an off-cut plinth, as intended, to make a little scribing piece to go down that side. I need to take this door off. Got to get a piece down there. We'll see. I think the wall's pretty straight. Yeah, that's straight. So just a case of just cutting a piece of that off with a rip saw. I swapped these hinges for clip-on ones so that I can put a soft close on. So just whip this door off if I can, without damaging everything. Right, that'll just slide down that edge. That'll just slide down that edge. Just going to stick it on with a bit of super glue. Bit of this stuff. There you go. Stick the door back on. That'll be alright. Need to make the cornice.